Brooke
and Chelsea,
and we're here with another video. We've had really fun videos the past few videos, but we actually wanted to touch on a topic that's a little bit more serious. As you guys know, Chelsea and I obviously are an interracial couple. This is sort of the first time we're talking about this subject on our channel, but given all that's going on in the world right now, we feel like it's important.
So we're gonna discuss how being interracial has affected us, in not so many words.
Yeah. Just, I guess what we'll do is we'll just give you like a chronological timeline of our relationship being back together and how race has come into play with that. So as you guys know, Chelsea and I got back together in 2013, and we were serious this time about our relationship. Like, we meant forever when we said forever, and so obviously that means we were gonna be very integrated into each other's families. That's the first time we're really seen together, like more than we've ever been seen together. We're going out in public more.
Posting pictures together.
Like, we are a couple and everyone is starting to know it. When we're out and about in public, we get those looks, obviously, but we get the looks for a lot of reasons. We're gay and we're interracial. We got all these piercings and tattoos. We're, the height difference. It throws people off sometimes.
Yeah, we definitely catch people's eyes. And like she was saying, before 2013, we had met like some immediate family. Like I'd met most of her cousins, and she had met, my parents. And obviously you went to high school with my cousins, so you knew my cousins.
Right.
But after 2013, we really integrated into the extended family.
When it comes to being outside in the world, we don't get so much like right off the bat hate. It's all internal. You can tell when people are internalizing about you and thinking and
asking questions to themselves, like, I wonder what that's like, like culturally. And
yeah, like Chelsea said, I met her parents, but this was a new step in that direction. Like, this was gonna be my wife, so that's a whole nother thing of just, oh, here's this girl I'm like kind of seeing.
So some of my family were a bunch of jokesters and were very crude. And so I think in the beginning it was a little awkward for Brooke because they just felt so comfortable with us, and I just kind of, have to be the monitor and let them know what's okay and what's not. And it's not that, they're racist or anything.
I mean, it's like when people talk about white girls twerking or black people speaking really proper, not that people are racist, but these are the stereotypes that we do live in society. Sometimes, you make casual jokes or comments, not meaning to offend anyone, but just because it's the way things are sometimes. And so Chelsea was always really good about monitoring how rough a joke might be getting or
making
whatever.
sure no lines were crossed.
Yeah. And on the flip side of that, it's the same situation. Chelsea was new to coming into my family, and in her eyes, she was the only white girl amongst a ton of black people, and that I'm sure was very nerve-wracking.
In the beginning, I was a little bit ignorant to the fact like that there was like this whole color barrier until like maybe like a year into our relationship, when that first shooting happened years ago, when it really, that's kind of what kicked off. And so once the Black Lives Matter started to happen, I think then it hit me. So it was like, it wasn't even in the beginning of our relationship, it was like in the middle of our relationship when it really hit me that we're interracial. I'd get uncomfortable sometimes just because of the same thing that would happen at my house with Brooke. There's a couple people that would make jokes, and being the only person of your color around, you can feel awkward. And in anyone's shoes, no matter if you're the only Hispanic in a room of white people, or the only Asian in the room with black people, it's you're gonna feel singled out sometimes.
I'm trying to make sure that I also bring awareness to my family too when sometimes those comments or jokes come up, and not that they're doing it to hurt Chelsea's feelings, because they love Chelsea. Same with Chelsea's family. They love me and they don't ever mean to hurt my feelings, but like I said, these are stereotypes, and these comments sometimes come out mindlessly, and so I'm trying to, the same way Chelsea with her family, just trying to sometimes just make them a little bit more aware of what they're saying and who's present, so just make sure.
She's always got my back to make sure that I'm feeling comfortable, and vice versa. I always want her to feel comfortable, so it's a lot of communication and checking in. It's like, you okay? Stuff like that.
As Chelsea said, the beginning stages of our relationship, I wouldn't say we were colorblind, but race wasn't a topic for us.
It just wasn't really an issue until someone on the outside made a comment, and then it clicks like, oh yeah, like that's a thing.
What happened with us is, you know, one night we were out at a bar in West Hollywood. It was lesbians night, and so just a bunch of girls around, and the club happened to be predominantly black girls and Hispanic girls, and there was maybe like 5 white people, Chelsea being one of them. And so, you know, Chelsea and I are getting our grind on, just going, and you know, I hear these 2 black girls in the back of me going, oh, Snow Bunny, oh, look at her with that Snow Bunny, just making really ignorant comments about Chelsea's race and us being interracial. Like, it was, I can't even remember because I think my mind blocked it out, but I remember you hearing it and you getting really upset. I feel like maybe your mind blocked that out too, but
I might have blocked it out.
We got so upset. We left shortly after that, and that ruined our night. And something as innocent as that comment to them really hurt us. And so maybe they were out to spite us, but most likely it was probably just a comment they didn't think we would hear, but we heard it, and guess what happened? So again, it's just being aware.
Yeah, and there was another instance, this one I remember. Brooke and all of her cousins and I went to the beach, and most of her cousins are males. Was even Sierra? Was she even?
Sierra wasn't with us. It was my cousin.
It was literally just all her guy cousins. And then I think 2 of them had their girlfriends there. It wasn't very many girls, and I was, you know, once again, I was the only white one, but didn't faze me until we were passing by this big group of, like, you know, boys,
douchebags,
douches. They made a comment, and obviously it's the beach, so it's like if you're whispering, nobody's gonna hear you. So obviously they said it loud enough because they wanted it to be heard, but it was in reference to how I'm basically just being used by all of the men in the group.
Let's not sugarcoat it, basically insinuating that Chelsea just gets passed around with it to everybody. I'm sure the last thing on their mind was, oh, she's dating that little black girl. No, they went like,
they were very crude, very vulgar, and very mean, and it was awful.
So
we moved past it, you know, we sat right next to them.
That's the thing, it was so uncomfortable, God.
Yeah, of course, and so it's like, and they said it after we had set up and everything, so it was like way too awkward for us all just to get up and move, because obviously we're not going to give in to them. But, you know, it didn't ruin our time. It was like a downer, and, you know, I felt better after just a little bit, and it was okay. But it's just like, you know, things like that. It's hard when you don't think about things like that and it gets thrown in your face in such a way.
Yeah, so, you know, that's pretty much what Chelsea and I have experienced. The lucky thing, the fortunate thing is that we haven't experienced too much harsh behavior, as I'm sure some of you out there have. So we are thankful for that, but more than anything these days, we are just, our eyes are wide open. We are so aware, and you don't, not that you don't want to not acknowledge it, but you don't want to add fuel to the flames. It doesn't matter. It's already engulfed in flames, and this country just needs to do better, and it starts with us internally being self-aware as much as we can.
Yeah.
You know, just really quickly, me being black in the relationship, race is tough. I used to get picked on in middle school for speaking the way that I do and being whitewashed, and I used to be called Oreo because I finished the INGs at the end of my sentence, and it really used to hurt me growing up. But when my mom moved me out to the suburbs for high school and people were embracing me and patting me on the back for being so articulate, that's when I just grew into myself and just owned it and accepted it and been proud of who I am. But sometimes I do feel like I have to overcompensate sometimes by being extra smiley and extra friendly and extra over the top to compensate for looking the way that I do. So like if I'm approaching an old white woman, I feel like I have to be like on my game and smile hard and cheese and be extra friendly, or else she's gonna think I'm a black girl with a bad attitude. So I never want to be labeled as the black girl with the bad attitude. Thus, I have to overcompensate sometimes. So I'm trying to be better about not feeling like I have to overcompensate. There's nothing wrong with the color of my skin. So I'm trying to be better about being comfortable in myself, but still being friendly. I'm always gonna be friendly, but not feeling I have to go above and beyond to please someone who I don't know. And should be more open-minded to someone like myself. So
I would just say, like, you know, love thy neighbor. It's tough because, you know, there are a lot of people out there that, you know, say, you know, just be colorblind, you know, don't think about race and stuff like that. But not talking about it doesn't solve the problem. Trying not to see color kind of doles out someone's cultural background or someone's story, you know. It's be black and be proud, but, you know, accept and love everyone else. Be Hispanic or Latino and be proud, but accept and love everyone else, you know. Be German, be Irish, whatever. Just don't hate someone because they're something else. Just embrace them and try to learn from them.
I just want to add one more thing before we wrap this video, but this girl right here is the most culturally open person I've ever met. She's dated everyone, whites, blacks, Hispanics. She's had white friends, black friends, Hispanic friends. Like, you fit right in with my family. Like, my family loves you. Like, you can hang.
Yeah.
We go to a club full of predominantly black girls. She can hang. Like, you are something, and you're very special, and I love how open you are to different types of people, because everyone should be like that. Follow this girl because she's doing something right.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I'm absolutely serious. I've told you that before. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know something that you have encountered as it deals to race or discriminatory anything in the comments below. Let us know future video ideas. Give this video a
thumbs up.
Yeah.
Follow us on our socials and stuff. I'm OMG Chelsea Berry.
OMG Brooke Berry. And subscribe.
Subscribe.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.